All right, last form of a line that we're going to work with is standard form of a line. We have already done slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And slope-intercept is named because from that form you can see the slope and the intercept quickly. We also did point slope form. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, which is useful because from point slope form you can see the slope and you can see one of the points on the graph. The last form of a line that we want to work with is called standard form. Standard form looks like this: ax plus by equals c. You can see that we can't really see anything like a slope from it, but what you do when you put an equation into into standard form is you get the x term first, the y term second, and you get those on the left side, and then you have your constant or your number that doesn't have a variable on the right side. All right, these a and b and c, there can be no fractions. Okay, these numbers need to be integers. And a needs to be a positive integer. So really we're just going to use our algebra to rearrange equations, making sure that we have the x term first, the y term second, equal to a number, and we have to make sure we get rid of fractions and keep this first number positive. So let's look at an example in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2x plus 4. If I want to put that into standard form, I just need to take this x term and get it to the other side with the y. So I could do that by adding 2x to both sides. Y plus 2x is the same as 2x plus y equals 4, and that would be in standard form. My a is 2. My b would be the coefficient of that, which is 1, and my c should be the number without any variables. So that's an easy one. But let's look at one that's a little tougher. Here's an equation in point slope form. So I need to, first of all, get rid of these parentheses, then I need to get rid of the fractions, and then I need to get the x number over here to the left side with the y number. So let's start by distributing the 1/2. I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and clear these fractions. An easy way to clear the fractions is to multiply both sides by the least common multiple, which in this case would just be 2. What that's going to do is when I multiply 2 by 1/2 and 3/2 by 2, that's going to get rid of the denominators. So I end up with 1x minus 3. All right, but don't forget, because it's an equation, if you do something to one side, you have to do the same thing to the other side. So that's going to make this side 2y minus 5. Oops, 2y minus 10. Now I need to get my x term over to the left side. So let's do that. We're going to subtract 1x. So now I have negative 1x plus 2y minus 10 equals negative 3. And I need to get this 10 to the other side, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And then my last step, some mathematicians say that this number should be a positive number. Some say it doesn't matter, but since I was taught that this always needs to be positive, I'm going to stick with that. So our last step, we need to get rid of this negative. So what we can do is multiply both sides by -1. And really all that does is that changes all of the signs. When you multiply by -1, you just get the opposite of everything. So that was a longer problem. There's my answer in standard form. My A is 1. My B would be -2. That's this coefficient. And my C would be -7. Let's look at some on the worksheet that you're going to do. Okay, let's look at number 1. I need to get rid of the fractions first. Since I have a 5 and a 10, the least common multiple of 5 and 10 is 10. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. Okay, when you take 7/10 times 10, the 10 and the 10 cancel, so I'm left with just 7x. When you take 4/5 times 10, that would make 8. And on this side I have 10 times y. Okay, I need to take the x term to the other side. So that gives me -7x plus 10y equals 8. And then let's get rid of the negative. We're going to multiply both sides by -1. Which is going to give me positive 7x minus 10y equals -8. Okay, why don't you try number 2? You could pause the video and then unpause it to check to see if you did it correctly. Okay, I'm going to, just to do something a little different, I'm going to get the x term to the other side first. That would give me 4/5 x plus y equals -1. And then I need to get rid of the fraction for standard form. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 5, which will cancel that for me. So that's going to give me 4x plus, don't forget we're multiplying each of those by 5y equals -5. Okay, good luck. You could go ahead and try numbers 3 through 10. Make sure that you master those before you go on to the other sections, and I'll post another video for the second 2 sections. Good luck.